They show if there is a terrible situation and terrible action, they show it immediately. But if there is something nice, they don't bother to show. And not all Palestinians wanted, like, Palestinians are human beings like all human beings. It's something very basic. And again, I ask people, if I say you are British, that means you are from Britain. If you are Irish, you are from Ireland. You are Italian, from Italy. So if they call me Palestinian, that means I'm Palestinian from Palestine. It's that simple. And before 1948, I hear this from my parents, from my grandparents. They used to live together, Muslims, Christians, and Jewish. So what's happened? And the third thing, and I think this is like it's very dangerous to have a country of only one kind, of only one religious. This is very dangerous. We should.
Why do you think it's dangerous?
Because you became just yourself. You think we need people to mix together, to respect others, to understand each other. So for this reason, I think it's very, very important that we all share. Like imagine, for example, Muslims say, okay, we'll go to Saudi Arabia because Prophet Muhammad was buried there. Or Christians will say, okay, we'll go to Nazaret to Palestine because Jesus was born there. It's not.
Oh, I didn't know Jesus was born there.
Yeah, so I think the door is, I think Noor is at the door or someone they open. Yeah. So for this reason, I think it's better, it's more like to have different people in different country. And also at the same time, I ask myself, stop I'm not with those who say we will kick out all the Jewish from Palestine or, because if we do that, we will create another problem to the world. Because many of them, they were born in Palestine. Stop. What I ask, what my message is, I want to live with them. They are human beings and I'm a human being. We can live together if we respect each other, if we understand each other. And what I want is just to be given the right to return. And then it's my decision if I want to stay or not, and their decision. But we can do this if they will keep bringing more Jewish people from other countries where they already have nationality, where they already have culture, where they already have their language, where already have everything. So I think this is not fair. And instead of that, let us move and live together.
But I have a question. Do you think with this history of Palestinians and Israelis, is it possible that they live with each other calmly?
Yes. Look, I'll tell you what. If both of them have equal rights and everything, why not? And there are experiences in the world, like why all the refugees in the world were allowed to return back. They had conflict in their country and they had problems, so why they were allowed to move out. Also, at the same time, you know how much money people spend on war and reconstruction after war. Can't all this money go to help people to live together? There are ways to help people live together.
Okay, the other question, you were talking about facilities in the camp and the stuff that NGO provides.
Yeah, I'll come to this point because
Sorry.
no, actually, what services available in the camp is very, very, very little and very, very, very limited. I ask you just to imagine, like you have nothing. You were born as a refugee. That means no land, no government, no structure, nothing. At least with Gypsies and Bedouins, at least they have a structure. For Palestinians, as Palestinian myself, if you ask me, I'm lost. I don't know what's the structure, who's who and what and where, and there is nothing like that. In the camps, for example, sometimes, yes, it's very related to the Lebanese politics. Sometimes you are not Lebanese, go away. So what's this? What we have in the camp, the structure is political parties, and they have their own focus and their own issues, and I don't feel all of them like represent me as Palestinian. So We don't have municipality. We don't have all the structure which is available in the whole world. Even traffic lights, traffic, like you've seen the camps. We don't have streets. So we have been isolated for 60 years. How these people, like, how is it fair? What services available? As I said, with what the United Nations provides, and it's very, very limited. It's not enough. We have very few projects still run by BLO, like PRCS hospitals, which is still you have to pay money. Maybe it's less than private, but still you have to pay. And the hospitals are under-equipped. Basic things are not available, like water, like other facilities. Even what we have, what electricity is very poor. People have no right to work in Lebanon. I don't know if you know that. 72 jobs by law we are not allowed to do in Lebanon. What's left?
Because they don't give us money.
Yeah, what's left? So people are not working also. People became, if you're not working, you're not studying, there is no, like, you struggle to go to university if you can, all of these things. What do you expect? People are so depressed, so they lost the motivation. Unfortunately, the whole world is fighting, violence against women, blah, blah. I was brought up in a camp where I felt very safe, very protected by my extended family, by my family. And we didn't have violence, actually. It's very, we didn't, like, it's shame on not just on the man, it's shame on the whole family if a man beat up his wife. And it was only like, and if it happens, everyone will know that, because no secrets in the camp. It's, as you know, Burj Al Barajneh camp is 1 square kilometer with population 20,000 in chubby houses. So it's not nice, huge building, So if something happens, everyone, the 20,000 people will know what's happening. And it was shame on the family, not just the man. If something happened like that, the family would support the wife even. Nowadays, it's the opposite. What the world is fighting and trying to get rid of, they're sending it to us. Now we have violence, circle of violence, because men are not acting what's supposed to be their role. Like they are the breadwinner, they are not, because they are not working. They don't see any future, so they pour their anger on their wives or daughters, or because they consider them the weaker. Wives became very tense and really angry, and then they can't really hit back the man or so they find the children. The children, they adopt this behavior. So what they do, they treat their friends on a very aggressive way. So it's a circle of violence. And it's not because this is our attitude or this is our mentality. This is the pressure we get from outside. So for all of this, and we have no structure. I run our organization. We write proposals, we send them here and there, we see the needs, but it's something, like a drop of water in the ocean. Huge needs, and you're trying to fill some gaps here and there, but it's not enough. Nowadays, very, very, very progressed countries, they have the whole structure. They have lots of fund for health, and they still, people suffer. So imagine if you have nothing. And always, as I feel as a refugee, of course, I really feel sorry for my people in Gaza and West Bank of what's happening. And I feel like the whole world should help them. But what's about the refugees outside? Why there is no focus on them? You always read there huge fund for the Palestinians. You go to apply and then you discover it's not for the refugees in Lebanon or. And the refugees in Lebanon are not like other refugees like in Syria or Jordan or other places. Because there they can work, they have rights, except in Lebanon. And
you mean
Palestinians in Syria, for example, they have similar rights as Syrian. Nothing different except one thing. election to involve in it. And I don't think it's a big matter.